Hi Simmers! Welcome to the first part of the series where I, a completely mediocre builder, attempt to turn Willow Creek into a medieval world. Now, as you may know, this is a challenge, mostly because even though I can make roughly anything I want when building the lots, I cannot actually edit anything outside the lots. And this can be particularly off-putting, especially when building a medieval world, because the outside world is full of very modern crap, like cars we cannot drive, lampposts, random buildings, and more fishing spots than any sane person actually needs. Now, I actually tried to solve this using the tool mode. I actually made a CC rug that looks like mud, and using the tool mode, I tried to place it on the street so it doesn't look like modern concrete, it looks like medieval mud. It's better than having concrete, but also it looks rough. And it was so tedious and so boring that I'm really not sure I want to commit to doing this for every lot. And it also does not solve the issue with the cars and the lampposts and everything else in the background. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to commit to it. But I wanted to put it out there because maybe if someone hears it, I will feel compelled to do it in the end and have an even nicer world. So here we are in Foundry Cove, the starter neighborhood of Willow Creek where the BFF household lives, and we are trying to build a church. Now, there's nothing really crazy going on about this church. First of all, because at first I only wanted to use base game with absolutely no CC, which, spoiler alert, is going to change massively. I actually go back and change most of it to BCC because it just looks better. And also because this is going to be a poor people neighborhood where all the poor people live, and this is going to be a poor people church. Did I say poor people enough times? So yeah, anyway, this is a poor people church, so there's nothing really going on about it, just that it sort of looks like a church. But yeah, I kind of struggled with it because I didn't know how to make it look like a church using only base game stuff, because we actually don't have any religion in The Sims. So I just put a bunch of pictures on the walls and some statues and benches and stuff like that. I tried to make it look as churchy and kind of creepy as possible. So I actually did not record the whole process of building this church because I knew it was not going to be that interesting, but at the end you will see a little overview of everything with the landscape and the CC I put in, and that's a bit more interesting. But yes, now we jump to the first residential lot that I tried to build. Now keep in mind, this is a poor people neighborhood where all the poor people live. So the houses are very small, there's only one room because to my limited knowledge of the medieval peasant living situation, they used to live in only one room with the heating stuff and their animals. I did not completely do that in The Sims because basically I wanted it to still be fun and functional, and they still needed fridges and counters and stuff like that so they can actually not starve. But I did my best to make it seem as medieval and as old as possible. But as you can see, this lot is actually mostly finished. And that is because I recorded myself for 1 hour and a half building this shit, and then the recording broke and I could not save it and I almost cried. I contemplated very hard actually, bulldozing everything and starting it all over again, filming it again, and changing some stuff that I actually do end up changing anyway, replacing some beds and stuff like that. But I'm such a slow builder and it would have taken me so much time, it would not have been fun at all, and I'm just here to have a good time. But that's actually okay because the most interesting part about building this lot was actually the landscaping. Mostly because all the houses look the same, they have the same kind of furniture but in different order or stuff like that. whereas the outside looks cool and unique. It looks lived in. There are stuff around that people have put in. There are mud paths because people have walked through their houses. I put benches, outdoor cooking, and all other kind of stuff that make it look like there's a community of people who hang out there every once in a while at least. And it looks like their own little park, kind of. And what I did with all the lots, actually, in this neighborhood, is that I made very tiny houses on a single lot. And I'm actually going to use mods that allow me to have more than 8 Sims in one household, so I can pretend there are more families living in different houses in this area. But the whole lot has only one fridge, only one counter, only one cooking spot, only one outdoor bathroom. So they kind of share everything. And I used CC for all of this, so they actually do look medieval. I used a ton of CC, it's a problem. But it doesn't matter because I'm trying to have fun. But yeah, the whole idea of this actually started because I wanted to make a medieval let's play that is centered around the Hogwarts founders. And this was inspired by the Super Carlin brothers, which is a nerdy channel here on YouTube, and they also have a gaming channel. And they started this series with the Hogwarts founders, but they did not know how to play The Sims at all. And it was still entertaining, don't get me wrong, I watched it all, but they also stopped. I think they haven't posted in 8 months or so. I am really not sure they're ever going to go back to it, but I wanted to take that idea and kind of implement it in my game, but also change it a bit. I want to make it more of a challenge, like everyone has to do certain stuff and reach certain goals while also raising money to build Hogwarts. I am also not sure if I'm going to go through with the idea, first of all because I actually am supportive of transgender people, and secondly because I might get bored of it by the time I actually get to finish building the whole lot. I've got a lot of grand ideas that I'm not actually sure how I'm going to implement in the game, but I want to try to do it anyway. But yeah, here's the idea. If you have any thoughts, go ahead, let me know. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it at all, but I am thinking about it very hard. And this is actually the lot where I finally settled on a design for all the houses. And I know there's not much going on about them because basically they're just boxes with roofs, but I changed the roofs. And once I did that, the whole vibe changed. It looked so much better. You saw that at first I made very round roofs because I wanted to make it seem like they're made of hay and other organic kind of materials, but it just looked bad. There's no other way to put it. It looked bad. And here I realized that I actually want to make the roof more angled, and I do that. And it's a whole new world, honestly. I go back and change it to all the other houses, and moving on to the other lots, I did it just like that. It looks so much prettier, while also, I think, more accurate. I don't know. It just looks much better. Oh, and this is actually when I went CC shopping again. Yes, again. Because I did not have enough custom content. Anyway, I really wanted some beds that actually looked medieval and rough and old. And I also wanted some cribs for the babies and some toddler beds and toddler potties and high chairs and stuff like that, because there was nothing in the base game that actually allowed me to make it look old and medieval, or not old and medieval enough. So I went on another shopping for CC spree. I got all the stuff I needed and I started to put them down here. But I also go back to the last lot and change some stuff around there too, which you will see at the presentation at the end of the video. Because I did not film it again, because I went back to that lot so many times that it was actually ridiculous. But this is it for now. Enjoy the nice music, the little tour of the lots, and if you're not bored enough already, you can watch the second part. See ya!